I remember the exact sound the plane made when it touched the runway. A long trembling screech, metal against ground. My heart followed the same rhythm. That sound meant arrival. It meant escape. It meant hope. I was holding a small backpack on my lap, my fingers wrapped so tightly around the straps that my knuckles hurt. Everything I owned was inside that bag. Clothes, documents, a photograph folded so many times it was soft like fabric. My mother's handwriting on the back, faded but still legible. God go with you, she had written. Find the life we couldn't give you. When I stepped into the UK for the first time, the air felt heavier, colder, but it also felt possible, like the world had widened instead of closing in on me. I didn't come chasing luxury. I didn't come dreaming of easy money. I came to survive. I came to start again. Back home, I had been someone, a son, a partner, a man with a name people recognized. But conflict has a way of shrinking your world until your name becomes a risk, until staying means disappearing anyway. So I left. And when I arrived, I wasn't alone. She was waiting for me at arrivals, smiling, nervous, wearing a coat that looked too big for her, like she was still adjusting to the country herself. We had met years earlier through family connections. When she moved ahead of me, she promised to help, promised I wouldn't be alone. At first, she kept those promises. She helped me find a place to stay, explained how things worked, the buses, the accents, the unspoken rules. She held my hand through the asylum application process, sat beside me during appointments, squeezed my knee when questions got uncomfortable. At night, we talked about the future in whispers, about building something, about safety, about children who would never know the fear we grew up with. I trusted her. You have to understand, and when you arrive in a new country with nothing but hope, trust becomes oxygen. You breathe it without thinking. You give it freely because you have no choice. The first red flags were subtle. She started reminding me that without her, I would be lost, that I needed to be careful, grateful, quiet. She began speaking on my behalf even when I didn't ask, answering questions for me, making decisions for my own good. I told myself she was just trying to help. Money became complicated. She insisted on managing it. My asylum support, any cash work I found through community connections, always legal, always small, somehow passed through her hands. There was always a reason I couldn't hold on to it myself. You don't understand the system yet, she would say gently. Let me handle it. And I believed her. When my asylum interview was scheduled, she grew distant, not cold, just distracted. Phone calls taken in another room, messages quickly deleted, smiles that didn't reach her eyes. The day of the interview, she didn't come with me. She said she was busy. I sat alone in that waiting room, fluorescent lights humming above me, hands sweating onto my documents. I answered questions about my life like I was reciting someone else's memories. Trauma packaged neatly into timelines, fear translated into polite English. When I left, exhausted and hollow, I called her. No answer. That night, I came home earlier than she expected. She was sitting at the table with someone I didn't recognize. A man, well-dressed, confident. They went silent when I walked in, the air thick with unfinished conversation. She didn't introduce me. Later, when he left, she told me the truth in fragments. She had moved on. She had met someone stable, someone who didn't come with uncertainty, someone who could give her the life she wanted now. And then came the words that still echo in my chest. You can't stay here anymore, she said. It's too complicated. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just nodded. That night, I lay on a mattress on the floor, staring at the ceiling, listening to the house breathe without me. Every fear I thought I'd escaped came rushing back. Not as violence, not as war, but as something quieter, abandonment. She had my documents, she controlled my money, she knew my case details, and she walked away like I was a burden she had finally put down. I left before morning. The streets of the UK at night are a strange kind of lonely, clean, quiet, indifferent. I walked until my legs shook, until the sky started to lighten. I found myself sitting on a cold bench, watching people jog past with headphones in, lives intact. I thought about giving up, but something inside me hardened instead. Not anger, resolve. I didn't confront her. I didn't ask for anything back. I didn't threaten. I simply started rebuilding, slowly, quietly, legally. I contacted my solicitor directly, explained everything calmly, fact by fact, no emotion. I requested copies of my documents. I changed my contact details. I reclaimed my case. I reached out to community organizations, shelters, churches, places I had been too proud to ask for help before. I learned how the system really worked, not through her voice, but through my own. Meanwhile, she assumed I was gone, lost, scared, dependent. She told people she had tried her best, that I was unstable, that I had disappeared on my own. But truth has a way of resurfacing when you stop protecting lies. During a routine check, discrepancies appeared in my financial support records. Money that should have reached me hadn't. Questions were asked, names were noted. I didn't push. I let the process do what it was designed to do. Her relationship with the new man didn't last. Trust issues surfaced. Stories didn't align. When authorities contacted her for clarification, pressure revealed cracks she couldn't smooth over. Nothing dramatic happened, just consequences. By the time my asylum decision came through, positive, quiet, official, I was living in a small room with a lock I controlled. I had a routine, volunteering, English classes, a sense of dignity I hadn't felt in years. I saw her once, months later, across a busy street. She looked surprised to see me standing tall, paperwork in hand, life moving forward. We didn't speak. We didn't need to, because the truth was already louder than any words. Today, I walk these streets differently, not as a guest, not as a shadow, but as someone who survived not just a broken country, but broken trust. I came to the UK for a better life. I found it the moment I stopped handing my future to someone else. And sometimes, survival itself is the quietest, strongest form of victory.